such a great tip.
Yeah.
Really great. No, it's really great. That's the best tip that I've heard till now. Really.
Awesome.
You're so kind and so funny. Thank you very much for your time and for your great advice and your great tips. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Hello. Awesome Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, or Sunday morning, wherever you are right now. Thanks for tuning in live. It's really glad to be back here. I miss you guys so much. I know I've been taking a long summer break in the month of August from doing live. So it's really a good feeling, to be back here. And today I have a really special guest, and we're going to share with you a lot of tips, a lot of nuggets when it comes to leadership, online networking, and entrepreneurship. So while we are preparing to get a special guest on board, she's in the backstage right now preparing. Tell us where you are tuning in from. Write in the comment section where you're tuning in from, which part of the world are you from, and I always love to have people from all walks of life in different parts of the globe tuning in, that we share this moment together live. All right. Hey, I see a lot of familiar names here. We have Teacher Ken. Hey, Teacher Ken, always the first commenter when I go live. And we have Adrina. Adrina is Thermomix consultant, so get in touch with her for all cooking needs. And we have Murali. Hey, Murali, great to be here. Yep. And we have Adrian. Adrian is my Say Yes gang. We attended Anthony Robbins seminars before live. That was during the world of pre-COVID. We could attend live sessions and seminars. Adrina is from Bukit Damansara, and we have Murali from India. Rajuna, hey, hi Jeannie. Rajuna, I love the lighting behind. Yeah, it's a fairy lighting. Inspired by my daughter. She say, your wall is too plain. Gotta put some fairy lighting there. And we have Jessie tuning in from YouTube. Just for you to know, this live session is broadcast in through Facebook and YouTube, as well as on LinkedIn. Jessie is our health coach. Get in touch with her if you want to lose your weight. And we have Tunku Rosita. Hey, Tunku Rosita. And we have, Bob Lau. Bob Lau is one of the influencers on LinkedIn, right? Please get in touch with him for all networking events that he's organizing periodically. And but thanks for the warm welcome. It's a new timing that I'm trying out, doing on a Sunday afternoon, because normally my live show was on Saturday night at 9 p.m. Malaysian time. But because of the Premier League is on, I see that all the viewers are a little bit diluted, so I kind of like change it to a different timing. So this is the first time I'm trying Sunday afternoon. So it looks like it's a good enough timing for you guys here. Yes, and we have Ruby. Hi, Cheanu, I want my yummy curry puff. Yes, you know how to order from my mom already, Ruby. Please go and get some, right? Yes, curry puff, welcome and tea. Yeah, I think we should organize that when we can get back to physical meeting. Yeah, right. And we have Andres. Hey, Andres. Yes, Ruby. Right. Can't wait to really get back, in a physical meeting with all of you. So let me introduce today our special guest. Her name is Angie, and I've known her for almost 2 decades, right? Almost 20 years I've known her. We've been through a lot of ups and downs together. We were there for each other when, during our ups and during our downs. We are like each other's life buddies. In fact, we really have this official term buddy, which she's gonna explain later how we got to know each other and call each other buddy. So she has been heavily involved in networking events, hosting networking events, as well as organizing. So she's the best person you want to ask anything about networking, about tips on how you can expand your social circle, In fact, her nickname is Social Butterfly. That's her networking group calling her. She has all this bling bling. Of course, because she's a jeweler. All right, she's a jeweler by profession. Everything to do with bling bling. And you can attach it to her. Okay, so without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Angie by typing in her name, Angie, Angie, in the chat box. Flood the chat box with Angie, 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 Angie. I'm gonna call her out, to share some of the thoughts and insights with you guys. Hit the love button, hit the like button, whichever button you can see on your panel. Hit it and type the word Angie, 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 and we're gonna get Angie out on stage and share with you. And answer some of your questions. All right. So if you have any questions to ask her about networking, about entrepreneurship, about leadership, shoot it. All right. Post it on the chat box. And let's welcome Angie. Hi,
Hello,
Angie.
good afternoon. Hello, Cheanu, buddy. So
Yes.
this is how I address you for the past 20 years. Good afternoon,
Yes.
everyone.
Hey, right. It's a warm afternoon here, and since in Malaysia, for some of our international audience in Malaysia, we are kind of like opening up the economy now already. So people start to get to travel a little bit. So we are just like really testing out this 4 p.m. in the midst of a Sunday noon. Obviously, those who are here online, they are very uh, uh, they're very safe. They most probably they are home watching this. So yes, and we have. Oh, hi, Bob. Did you can? We have Jacqueline here, and Jacqueline is a numeric profiler. I think you connected with her already, right, Angie?
Yes,
If not,
Jacqueline, hi. I heard,
yes.
I think you are from Singapore.
Yes, Andrea said, I thought you are only 21. Yes, I knew Angie when I was 1 year old. Ahem. Right. And yes, Jesse washing hand. That's very good. Hygiene. And we have Ruby, right? So now Angie and I we got to know each other like 20 years ago from a leadership program that we attended together. We somehow happened to be in the same batch. It's the AsiaWorks leadership program. It's a 3 months course where we empower each other and support each other to become the leader that we are meant to be. Okay, so see, when we say leader, it's not exactly the kind of corporate leader that we often hear of, where you get a certain position or a certain title or a certain bombastic department head. Not that kind. All right, so a leader as an individual is when you can push yourself forward to achieve excellence, and you are always clear of where you want to head to, and you have the characteristics to achieve excellence, and you demand excellence for yourself and the people around you, and that what makes you a leader. So we have been supporting each other for the past 20 years, to become the leader in our own profession. Angie and I, we in a very totally different professions, but we have been supporting each other's journey. So Angie, maybe you can share a little bit about the leadership program that you and I have gone through. Is an AsiaWorks leadership program.
It was really a law of attraction. I never, ever knew that you will came to me and say, hi, Angie, can you be my buddy? Because we forced to get a pair, and you end up accepting. I end up accepting you as my buddy. Say, I cannot be having this guy, such a not so tall, as my buddy. I cannot accept.
Definitely shorter than you.
So in the end, yes, we were buddies for the entire 3 months, and we have only one goal, which is
Yes.
To be better than yesterday, and also discover ourselves and understand ourselves more. That was the purpose of having to enroll myself to be in part of AsiaWorks leadership program. Yep, we finished,
Yep.
we are done, and we move on to our journey. Yes.
Yes. So once after we finished the program, it was a 3 months program, but we were in touch with each other, supporting each other in real life for the past 20 years. In fact, she was the one who introduced me to this organization, this networking organization called BNI. I never heard of it before. I think that was like, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like 10 10 or 15 years ago. And she said, hey, I just joined this networking organization. I think you should come and take a look. So I went there. It was crazy. You know why? Because it's 6:30 a.m. 6:30 a.m. You gotta be there at 6:30 a.m. And you see all these people in their suits and coat and tie and shaking hands. And I was like, what is this? Looks like a morning cult to me. But it was really eye-opening. That was the first time I heard about BNI, Business Networking International. And that was the first time I understand that there is actually this group of people coming together every week on a Friday morning 6:30 just to pass businesses to each other. And I think it's really interesting. Maybe Angie, you can share, because you have been in BNI for many years. Maybe you can share a little bit about why is networking important for a leader or someone who aspires to be a leader in their own profession.
You know what? I was like you, being brought to the network without much of an understanding. What I did was I signed up. Perhaps I like the environment. I sign up, and networking is just part and parcel of my life for the past 11 years. So come back to your question, why is networking important for a leader? For me, it is more on my own personal development. And the definition of being a leader is able to influence. And from there, you can actually influence other people's decision. That is actually the definition of leader. And I would like to actually build my team based on my own ability to affect their judgment. So it's building a team which is being effective in what I do, as in maintaining the relationship as well as interact with more people. And of course, ultimately, to reach out and be visible in the industry. That's the ultimate of networking for me as a leader.
But in your profession, you are a jeweler. You're also a jeweler designer, right?
Yes.
So how can networking, the entire networking structure and system benefit you in terms of your business? Because I think you're also doing international business.
Yes. Of course, being seen is one of the very first thing in networking, as in being visible. And if you're long enough and people see you, that's how you actually earn the trust, and the credibility comes next. And after that, if you consistently do what you do best during the networking and during your normal life, and ultimately you can definitely see your results. That's what I equate with being seen, which is appear more and be present in not every single networking event, but dedicated networking event, and then build your trust from there. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay, it's interesting that you point out that we don't have to attend every single networking event, but we got to choose which one to go with. So, from your experience in networking, and attending and hosting so many networking events, is there a particular networking event that has changed your life and changed the way you see how networking can be done for business people?
Of course, I have been to many networking events. The one that I still find it very effective, it should be the one that I'm attaching to, BNI, Business Networking Event International. So has been around for the past 36 years and worldwide. Their presence in 74 countries. So why this networking event or this network I find it effective is because they actually have the system in place for us to follow. So it's a very structured referral organization. And I don't find it in any other networking event. So the rest of the networking event merely collecting name cards maybe and go back and just bump it back to our own drawer. So that's what I go through with the rest of the networking event.
I see. So when we talk about networking events, there are actually a lot of different types of networking events, right? Some because before I got to know BNI, I attended a lot of networking events as well. But then, the whole idea of networking, at least for those that I attended before, You were there giving out name cards, collecting name cards, and by the time I reach home, I get a stack of at least 50 or 80 name cards, and probably I barely remember like 3 or 4 of them because we have very meaningful conversations with each other, and the rest I was like, you know, what did they do? Then look at the name card, try to recall. Probably I write some small notes at the back of the name card. And then the normal thing to do was to send them a text message and say thank you, and that's about it. And then one day after the networking event, it was all follow up all over again. It's like, hey, we met yesterday in the networking event. I remember you were mentioning that you did this, and I'm doing this. We try to meet up so we can explore further. And there's always a timing issue. You say, oh, this week cannot, next week, and then there's always a location issue, and end up we can't meet up. So after some time, it really feels like a waste of time. It really feels like there's no result. And most importantly, even if we did get to go to the networking event, most of the time people are trying to sell me stuff. They are trying to promote to me what they do. So, when that was before I got to know about BNI. So now that there is actually a structure where people are actually asking what you do and they want to find referrals for you. So that makes it very appealing for people to want to, spend more time in understanding this networking group called BNI. Now the question is, we all live busy lives, especially with the post-pandemic, the work from home thing and the school from home thing. We got all our schedule jumbled up and mashed, in one big block of time. So how much time would you suggest that, a leader or an aspiring leader should invest in networking or networking activities?
For me, I have a different view. So I wouldn't equate how much time do I invest in networking. It is more like treating networking is part and parcel of my life now. Being the marketeer of the company, being the brand ambassador of my own brand, I think networking is part and parcel of what we need to do. And coming back from collecting name cards, I share with you a bit of tips, tricks that I do. I used to send them to my social media group, as in Facebook and now LinkedIn, so they can actually continue to get bit and pieces of what we do, apart from just meeting them face to face. So I send them to my Facebook or my LinkedIn so that we can actually get connected from there. So it won't be having another conversation or following up. So I don't really follow up with people, but rather to get connected from there. Yeah. So what I do, I don't have a specific time. I would say networking is actually part of my life.
Yes, that's exactly what Andrea said. Networking is part of business, not separate. All right. So, and I think it's especially true now that we are, pushed by the pandemic into the online world, and I think people are more connected right now. And the downside of it is that because everybody is online, if our business is not visible online, we are as good as having an invisible business. All right. So let's take some time to address some of our audience here. We have Captain James drop by here to check out Angie on live. Yes, please do follow Angie as well, James. And Andreas is saying BNI is a referral institute, isn't it? Not a networking group. Yes, because we learn so much about referrals and asking for referrals and finding referrals for each other. By the way, Andreas was a 13-year member in
Wow,
BNI.
he still is?
No, now it's taking a break, I think. And we have 1J say, hey, happy Sunday, 1J. And we have our LinkedIn user saying hi, Angie and Cheanu. Amanda is my personal metaphysics strategist. Okay, great to be here. Yes, address it. BNI gets into your DNA. Yeah, I mean, like what Angie said, it's like part of what we do. Part of is a way of life. And we have Joyce. You're right, Joyce. Say hi, Angie.
Hello,
All right.
Joyce.
Yes. So now, I think you are making some of our audience a little bit curious, in attending a networking event, especially BNI networking event. So what would be your advice? What should a leader prepare for before attending a networking event? Especially now we are doing a lot of virtual event, virtual networking meeting. I don't think preparing the name card would be suitable advice for now. What do you think would be a suitable advice before they attend a networking event so that they get the maximum benefit and value out of it?
Of course, I would like to address two sides of it. One is actually the offline, face to face, and the online side. So for face to face, of course, well
Mm,
dressed and well groomed, and also having, not to say super pretty but pleasant looking. You know, so that will be one of the important criteria, because in networking event, you want to make your first impression last. You want people
mm,
to remember you. Yeah, not about just good looking, but rather decent looking. And
mm,
also, yeah, for offline, your name card, as well as one liner means elevator pitch of what you do. That is actually very important.
mm.
And the handshake, as well as be there to listen to what others says. I think the listening skill has to be there when you are
Being
doing
present.
offline networking. For
Mm.
now, it's online. Of course, having a
Yes,
very good background, good lighting,
like this.
yes, good lighting, good background. Of course, a decent half body. You don't stand
Mm,
up, okay? So decent half body is good enough for you to be present in the online scene. Of course,
mm,
never ever late, okay? For
mm.
for online networking, do not actually, I would advise you to actually turn on your video all the time, because it is
Yes,
not a good idea to off your
yes,
video and people don't even, see the respect of you. So
yes.
this,
I totally agree.
right? Yeah, either in or out, is not
Yes,
halfway. Yeah.
yes. This is one of my pet peeves, all right? Because since last year, pandemic, forced us to like really lock down and do everything online. I think I have attended countless of virtual conferences, with individual, with group, with corporate as well, and B2C and B2B, almost everything. So what I still cannot accept is when people want to have a real meaningful conversation, but they have their video turned off the entire time. The entire time. All right. So you are like speaking to a black screen, just hearing a voice. Then, I mean, there's no difference between just having a phone call, but we have to
Yes.
have a Zoom. We have to have a Zoom, and we have like five people in the group, and we are tossing around ideas. We are sharing, we are discussing on the project, and all of us has our video turned on, and we are each other, we are sharing screen to show each other some of the input, and this person has to share screen and show us something, but she has a video off for the entire 2 hour meeting, right? So talking about first impression, all right, and that really killed off the video. Of course she didn't get a deal at the end, uh,
Mm.
because we somehow feel that we can't trust her enough. I mean, she can sound friendly, she can present her facts well, but somehow the relationship is just not there. All right. So when we say offline networking, we can build relationship. We have this personal touch, but online networking, these are the things that kills personal touch and relationship. I mean, like you say, either you're in or you're out, right? Because now we have to embrace that the virtual conference is the equivalent of a physical meeting, because we can't do physical meeting because of restrictions. So just imagine if we have five people in the room, four of us turn on the video, and this person didn't turn on the video. It's equivalent to having five people in the room having a meeting, but this person has, is like invisible, hiding herself in a black box and talking to you. That would look really, really weird, right? So yes, I think that is basic mannerism and basic courtesy, all right, to turn on your video and address the room, right? So
Yes.
yes, that is definitely what you have to prepare, for a networking event. Now, here's something really want to ask you. Are there any interesting incidents which you have experienced before from networking events? Like really interesting incidents that you want to showcase it and use it as a case study?
Is it okay because it's online and live? I'm scared, someone's you have any, can you tell me any incidents, experience
Yes.
that you have? Tell me.
Yes. I still remember I think this happened like 12 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. All right. But it's so clear and so vivid. It's a networking event that I went to. And pre-COVID, we can shake hand and pass name cards to each other and all. So this guy was so passionate in networking, and I was a visitor to the event. So he was hosting me. I mean, he was not the host, but he was part of the crew, who helped host some of the visitors. So came to shake my hand and all, and it's in the morning. So during the open networking, we had coffee in our hand. And for those of you who follow me, you know how much of a coffee lover I am, all right? Please don't mess up with my coffee. And he did exactly that, all right? So I was holding my cup of coffee, and, we was like standing face to face. We were chatting. I was holding my cup of coffee in front of me. And I don't understand why he had to take a step. He had to take a step nearer to me for each paragraph that he spoke. So he was saying something, then he took a step further. Then he was saying, you know what? Then he started to explain what he do. Then he take a step forward. He was so near to my cup of coffee, I had to literally take a step backwards. All right. So if you're looking at us from far, you see that he keep advancing and I keep moving away. If you are alert, this is already a sign of please don't come near me. All right. I mean, it's a networking event. You got to read the signs, right? So I was like taking a step back, and he was taking a step, towards me. I was taking a step back. I think I was like 2 or 3 steps back already, and I was backing the wall. I couldn't step back anymore. And out of courtesy, because I was the first time attending the event, I didn't like tell him off. So I let him talk. And he was sharing about his client's testimony, and he was sharing about his service, sharing so many things that he was sharing. And I actually saw that the saliva came out from his mouth straight into my coffee, literally. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, you know what? I just reach out in my pocket and take out my phone and say, so sorry, I need to take this call. But that was like 7 o'clock in the morning. I said, so sorry, gotta take this call. And I walk away and I never get back to him.
Oh
I still
my
see him
God.
around. I still see him around right now. I mean, he's still in the networking event. But I dare not walk near him. So now with a post-pandemic, I think I'm a bit okay if you are wearing masks. that I was like 12 years ago and remember so clearly. So please, you guys, if you are going for a networking event, all these small things matter. All right.
Right, I
Yes.
see. Now that you actually mentioned, there was one incident where I actually dressed well, as in suit and pantsuit. And after the event, after months and years later, then he shared, actually, Angie, I didn't know you're part of the hosting team. I thought you're hotel manager.
Account manager.
The hotel manager that hosted us, he said, wow, such a pretty hotel manager standing there, to welcome me. I say, oh, OMG. I was a hotel manager.
So
So,
yes, yeah, the way we dress definitely makes a difference. And Andrea said it right. Yes, I was traumatized seeing the slimer fly into my coffee. Oh my goodness! So
it won't
thank
happen
goodness
now.
for
It
face
won't
mask.
happen now.
Yes, thank goodness
It
for
won't-
face mask. That literally ruined my morning. All right, and I had no interest to network with him anymore. you know, and I still remember until today. I bet he forgot about that already because I don't think he was aware anyway. And we have Jonah here. Hey guys, hi Angie, hi Keno. Jonah is talk show host. Please connect with him. He share a lot of insights as well. And also we have Manmeet. Manmeet, hey, totally agree. There's no fun when other person is invisible. Yeah, tell me about it. And we have Morali say, hey, Angie is an amazing networker. Yes, she is. I can vouch for that. Bentley is saying, hi, Bentley. Bentley loves chicken rice. That's all I can say. Please, if you want to network with him, go for chicken rice. So Andres, answer your question just now, Angie. You were asking, is he still a BNI member? He said he left in February. Joined in
Yeah.
2006 or 2007. So yes,
Wow.
yep. And Bentley is saying that now Cheanu has many good food like durian and pao at home. And yeah, siu pao and egg tart from my mom. Yes. So let's go on and let's really talk about networking in detail, all right? Because as far as people outside of BNI, they know that it is a offline networking event, right? But now that it's being done online, what do you think would be the main difference between offline networking and online networking? All right. Or
Right.
what are some of the similarities of the principles of networking that is still the same, that we still have to abide by? But what are some of the technicalities that are different right now?
Right. For both offline, online, we still see people, will still meet them, but now it's a bit different medium. Traditionally, we meet face to face. That's called interaction. We have interaction, but online we do not have any face to face interaction where the handshake is no longer there. You cannot touch anymore, and of course, it takes time for you to travel from one place to another for networking. Okay, for the traditional face to face networking, but for online, that's the easiest part. 20 step away and on the computer you're there to get connected, so it is fast and it is easy.
Mm.
At the same time, you can actually reach out more to more people, to different countries, and I would say it's
Yes.
borderless now. Yeah.
Yep.
So for those who is looking forward to go global with your products and business, and this is the best time. And
Mm.
it does not cost you anything at all for now, except your internet cost to reach to the worldwide audience. So I would say there are pros and cons about being offline and online, but being in a
Mm.
current situation, we have to embrace what is
Yes.
actually given to us, which is online, and build a deeper and meaningful relationship while you can, without traveling much. Yeah, that's beauty of online. But of course,
So when you say building deeper and meaningful relationship, how can that be done? I mean, if it is just Zoom call and texting, what are some of the things that you would advise? Those who like really want to learn how to build meaningful connections with people, even if they can't get to meet people and shake hand right now. What are some of the practical tips that they can start practicing? To strengthen the relationship that they have built with the connections, to expand their network, you know, through
of
online.
course, of course, there are a lot of ways to reach out if you're part of BNI, networking group. We actually have a system for you to reach out to the people that you want to. I'm not saying that 100% trustable, but it is based on our own instinct to actually filter the credibility of another person. But it's just that it increases the chances of you meeting more people, and from there, you can actually develop a deeper and meaningful relationship where you actually meet them more and understand a little bit more. But through a recommendation from a third party will be a much better choice. So if
Mm.
Cheanu recommend Andras to me, Andras is a very good NLP trainer, and he is someone that I know for the past 12 years and has been doing this for a lot of people. So I think the recommendation come from another person is very, very important. That actually
Yes.
makes you credible to the roof. So I would still believe the recommendation, which in terms we call it testimonial or review, that is very, very important in the online scene. People have tried your services or your product that is being recommended by another third party. That is called referring you to another person. Yeah.
Right. Right. So it's word of mouth. It's the power of word of mouth uh, recommendations. All right. So that is what makes everything different in terms of other networking, where we are trying to promote ourselves.
Yes. That's why I would like to actually go to networking event in pairs. There are many functions. Many
That's a really
functions.
good tips.
Be it online and offline, I do want to go in pair. Okay, for offline, let me share with you. So I always
Mm,
bring friends or friends who wants to go with me, and they actually know I like to take picture. Automatically,
mm,
they say, Angie, would you like a picture with another person? So we switch position. He
mm,
asked me, and she helped me, and I helped him. So that kind of thing. So that's where I get my own picture. But as well, I actually highly recommend the person beside me of offering to the friend that I just met.
mm,
So this way, I'm not boasting about how good I am, but
mm.
rather coming from a third party. So that
That's a
makes
really
you
good
more
tips.
credible.
So I have
Yeah.
to go in pair with you more often now.
Yes, you're welcome.
Now we can't take picture like normal. We have to take screenshot. Which, no shot, that one.
Yeah. So online, even online is the same. If you're in the same room of somebody, it will still the same, but no more taking picture together. So but
Yeah.
the recommendation and the word of mouth, it is still the same. The technique is still the same. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So these are bits and pieces of the tricks that I practiced over the years. Mm.
Mm. So no wonder I don't see you go networking event alone. So that's your strategy.
A lot of people wanting to go networking event with me. So I actually need to pick and choose who I need to bring. You see, there are too many. I only can bring one or two at a time. Cannot bring too many. Yeah. So most of
Right.
the time, they will definitely get some referral or leads from the event out of the
Mm,
recommendation. Yeah.
good. That's a really really awesome one. Oh, and we have Bob saying thanks for sharing. I'm also hosting networking event on Wednesday. Hey Bob, type link to your networking event here so the rest of our audience can click and see. All right. So Bob is also very actively organizing networking events here on LinkedIn. Please connect with him. I think his network reach beyond cross border.
Right.
Okay. Yes. Now since we have talked about visibility, and just now the first thing you say about networking, most important is visibility. All right, you want to be seen, you want people to know that you exist, you want you want you want people to know about what you do and what you do best. Now, since we are moving a lot of our business and the marketplace and the message around our business to the online world, so this becomes a very important question, right? Which I actually got it from some of our audience who posted all this before. How important are content writing and online networking skills in this post-pandemic world? Because you see, pre-COVID, you hardly hear SME or small business owners talk about the importance of content writing. Most of the time, it's either the digital marketers will be doing it or the copywriters will be doing it. But the pandemic pushed almost every single business online. And if they are not promoting the business online, if they're not writing content, to make themselves visible online, their competitors might be taking away a lot of their customers because they are visible online. So now, how can we merge this importance of content writing with online networking skills that we're gonna, make new connections on social media, on in networking events virtually anyway. So, what do you think would be, the crucial difference between, before and after when it comes to the importance of content writing?
I I definitely totally agree with you. Content writing, what you have written in all your messages, as in your social media, And also whatever that you're implying in your newsletter is very, very important this day. That is also a reflection of who you are as a person, and the values that you value, or what are the stand that you make in life.
Yes.
So this day, people actually follow the owner or the brand owner themselves rather than the company. So
Correct.
in terms of personal branding, I would say this is very important in the online scene. So we want to relate to who you are before we engage your service. So
Yes.
the things that you write, it is definitely very relevant to who you really are. So it's a reflection of you. You can't be asking a third party to constantly write for you when you're out. The minute you're out, you're giving a speech, and you're not the one that has been present in your social media, that is totally out, you know. So it is
Mm,
not aligned with who you are, that the audience will actually slowly find out. So having to have a good skill in writing your own content, it is a
mm.
must basic skill now. It's not a premium skill, it's a basic skill for
Yeah.
everyone.
So do you advise your business associates in BNI to really learn, the basic skills of content writing, because they are skillful in offline networking, in getting referrals and presenting themselves well, but are their business visible online? Are their connections, you know, strong online, or are they losing out business to their competitors because they have a strong online presence? What would you advise BNI members who are not yet embracing the new norm of content writing to do about?
Yeah, that has to be a combination of content writing as well as being a bit visible on the social media platform. That, I mean, it has to go hands in hand. If having to know how to write, but they do not actually, publish out what they write, also have no use. So
Mm,
having to have the courage to take the first step, but of
mm,
course they actually need to know, they need to upskill themselves to learn more. So knowing, acknowledging they need to learn, and go and learn it and do it is actually very important. Execute what you have just learned. That's very important. Of course, I strongly advise entrepreneur or business owner who wants to excel in reaching out to more audience and having to have more influence in the area of their expertise. I strongly recommend them to actually pick up the content writing for themselves instead of relying on their copywriter as well as the digital marketing team to come up with their campaign. Yeah, it's too
mm.
late sometimes because the things that
True.
we write is very spontaneous. We cannot wait, yeah, on reflecting our own values sometimes.
Yes, and I think it's just at the right time for me to mention this, because Angie's just signed up for my content creation course, which is happening next weekend. See, this is one thing I'm really inspired by her. She's always learning, and never once when I speak to her, never once she will say that, oh, I don't need this skill. All right. So talk about upskilling, talk about lifelong learning. She's always there, and she knows that, hey, you're teaching content creation. I want to join your class. So for those of you who really want to find out more about this, just comment Genie7 in the comment, right? Just comment Genie7 in a comment, and I'll reach out to you on how you can join our content creation club. This is not just a workshop, because after the weekend workshop, after you learn, all the participants will be part of a content creators club, where we periodically support each other and toss ideas on what kind of content we can post for each other for different industry. And they are also cross promotion and cross posting for to highlight each other services. So it's really a community. Now this community is about um, more than 50 people already, 50 content creators. They are creating contents from different industries. So if you want to be a part of this, type Genie7, and I'll send you all the details on how you can be a part of these content creators. Morally, hey, Genie7, great. So in fact, here is the website. I'm gonna just put it up here so you can check it out. All right. Just go to meet.cheanu.com/Genie. All right. The workshop is happening next week, and we'll be doing it once a month. I try to do it once a month because I really need to set time to do that. And if you have joined at least one class and you are part of the community, you can join all the future classes for free. Okay, so this is like the community service to help our content creators to, to gain some visibility online. So yes, it's pay for one class and you attend all classes. All right, so that's something I'm giving out to the community here. All right, but if you can't type the link, if you are watching this on your phone, just type Genie7 in the comment and I will reach out to you on how you can be a part of our content club. All right, Angie will be there, and a lot of our mutual friends will be there as well. Moon has joined. Moon is also in your networking group, right?
Yes. Let me know the link. Actually, would want to actually share that with many people, especially now that I'm a little bit more active in LinkedIn. So I would encourage, entrepreneur to start to be active
Yes.
in writing in wherever social media platform. Mhm.
Yes. So what we'll be covering over the weekend in these 7 strategies to super boost your content creation. It's not platform specific. That means it's not just LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. It's really about content creation. From how can you, cultivate that free flow of content ideas so that you will never run out of content ideas to write about. All right. So that's how interesting it is. And one of my students actually had her post, Amanda, she was here just now. She had 180,000 views for her LinkedIn post, after attended this workshop. So, and there was another one who just got her content, visible enough for a CEO of another company to engage her service. All right. So
Wow.
many good stuff happening with our community, our content creators club. So really hope all of you can join us so we can all help each other be more visible online. And I think this is going to be one of the greatest assets, apart from networking group that we are attached to. And I think, having the ability to write content and to write quality content that can get you leads and referrals. And I think that is going to be, like what Angie said, a basic skill for entrepreneurs post-COVID. What do you think? Right?
Of
So,
course.
yes, we have Jeff here. Highly recommended, Genie. Brilliant stuff. Jeff is also AsiaWorks graduate. I think you know him, right, Angie?
Of course. Hi, Jeffrey, my trainer before. We engaged him to do team building for BNI.
Yes. Oh yes. He was also facilitating our LP second weekend.
I've forgotten Jeffrey. Sorry.
Yes, you gotta write our content remain relevant. Yep. You're right. You're right. Because if we don't do that, you see, sometimes we gotta look at the opportunity cost. It's not that, oh, I don't have time to do that, or I don't have the time to attend this workshop, I don't have time to post the content. This is what we look at internally. But let's look at opportunity cost. What have you got to lose if you don't do it? Is that when your competitors are doing it and they are writing good content and they are being seen as relevant, they become the authority in the marketplace and no longer you. So your customers will slowly go to them. All right. So that is the opportunity cost when we don't learn this basic skill. Right. So yes, Jeffrey remembers you. So we definitely have to meet up with Jeffrey once the whole craziness is over. And yep, word of mouth is the most powerful. That's what Andrea said. Definitely. So yes, any other question you want to ask Angie about leadership, online networking, or entrepreneurship? Drop your question in the chat box. If not, then please follow Angie. Let me highlight her link here. All right, please follow Angie. Reach out to her if you want to know more about BNI, if you want to know more about networking, if you want to know more about how to gain more visibility, among business owners. She's the best person to talk to. Currently, she's the Director of International Relations of BNI Malaysia. And if you want to learn how to write better content throughout different platforms, just type Genie7 in the comment, and I'll reach out to you and see how you can help you join our content creators club. All right, which is happening next weekend and once a month from there onwards. Okay, thank you so much, Angie. Is there any last tips that you want to share with our audience when it comes to um, being memorable and networking events?
Uh, I actually normally send a greeting to someone I have just met. I mean, left the networking group, just say hi, thanks. It was nice knowing you. So these are the things that I will do to someone that I have just met. So yeah, so if you do that little things, perhaps people can actually remember you more. So I always believe in make your first impression last. So the more you practice, the more you'll be seen and the more people remember you. Yeah, that's no
Well,
secret.
good. That's an awesome tips. And thanks, Jeffrey, for summing this up. It's never too late, right? And LinkedIn user, thanks for having me. We can't see your name probably because of privacy setting you have on LinkedIn, but we know you are there. So thank you so much, Angie. Hope we can really meet up. I really miss having lunch with you in Chang. Your office is just in Shangri-La Hotel, right? So definitely gotta pay
Yes,
you a visit and
I'm in
have.
my office now. So this is a real background. Yeah.
Yes, and I heard Shank Buffet is open again, so we definitely got to find time and look for you again. All right, so thanks
Okay.
for staying on with us. To our audience, thank you so much. If you haven't connect with Angie yet, please connect with her. And again, type Genie7 in the comment box so I can reach out to you on how you can be a part of our content creators club, which is at least 50 strong, 50 members strong now, still growing. So I'll see you next weekend at our content workshop. And for the rest of you, stay safe. We'll meet again on our live show next time. All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Push the bit.